All right, good morning. I'm a little bit of a hot mess, but all of you will be fine. So, I did coverage on an auto policy, what that is, what it means, all that stuff. So, I'm going to do one on a homeowners now. Of course, I do work as an insurance agent, insurance professional. I do homeowners, auto, jewelry, umbrella, things like that. First one was for auto. This one's going to be on the homeowners. Of course, there's going to be lots of questions. If you have any questions, just go ahead and let me know. I work for a specific company. I have insurance through USAA, so I'm going to tell you what I know about my coverage with USAA. Your insurance company is going to be different if you do not have USAA. So your coverages may be different questions you may need to ask, okay? I have my laptop in front of me. I don't have a hard copy so I could show you guys, but I'm going to go ahead and go over my coverages and what each coverage means. Okay, so the dwelling, that's coverage A. Coverage A is going to be the amount of money that the company anticipates it's going to cost for them to rebuild your home. Now with USAA, they ask lots of questions like, how many square feet do you have? How many above ground square feet? How old is the home? What kind of flooring do you have in it? With USAA, they call them the home's characteristics. I've only been with USAA for the last 20 years, so I don't know any other insurance company. The company that I work for is USAA, so I've been with them for 5 years as an employee, so I only know USAA, but you need to make sure that you ask some questions, and I'll highlight those at the end. So coverage A, based on stuff on the inside of the house, the flooring, what kind of floor you have, how many bathrooms you have, fireplace, garage, attached, detached, those kinds of things. When you answer those questions about the home's characteristics, that will build coverage A. Coverage B, B is in Bravo, that's other structures. That's anything not attached to the home. So detached garage, shed, driveway, fences, gates, walkway up to the front of the house. If you have a detached garage, but it is connected to the home with a breezeway, USAA is considering that part of the dwelling. Okay. Other structures, typically there's percentage-based pieces. It's going to be percentage-based off of the dwelling. So 10% in your dwelling is 150,000, 15,000 for that other structure, detached. If you feel that you need more than that, please tell your insurance professional to increase that. Coverage C, you'll remember this from all your crap. That's what our trainer told us when we're getting our license. So C is your stuff, personal belongings, clothing, furniture, electronics. Literally, if you took the house, shook it all out, all the stuff that falls out, that's your crap. Personal belongings. So that could be percentage based. Some companies have 50, 75, 65, 85. I've seen it when I'm comparing other insurance companies with my customers, my members. That is going to be, you want to ask about replacement cost and what kind of covered perils you have. Loss of use. That is going to be if something small happens on the inside of the home and you and your family get displaced, that amount of money is going to help with your lodging, dining, transportation costs. Up to 12 months. If it's catastrophic, it can be up to 24. But again, that's an insurance thing. You need to talk to your insurance company. Personal liability, each occurrence, that is your built-in sue money. So if somebody sues you, whether it's there on the property or away in the middle of the ocean, right, that is there to help you. With USAA, the minimum is 300,000. There's 500,000 or $1 million. That number, you really want to make sure that it represents your assets to include home, cars, savings, anything that can be liquidated in the event of a lawsuit. You want that liability piece to cover all of those. That way your quality of life stays intact. Okay. If the max on a homeowner's policy is $1 million and your assets are more, that's an umbrella policy. And we can talk about that in a later video. Medical payments to others, that is going to be just like it says, medical payments to others. Some companies have a set amount, some you can choose. I have 5,000 on mine. That is a set amount. 1,000, that's not even an ambulance ride anymore. So you want to think about that. Medical payments to others is if somebody gets injured on premise at the house or away, and they expect you and your family to pay for their medical bills. That's where it comes from. Flood typically is not included in a homeowner's quote. If flood is a problem or a concern of yours in your area, please reach out to a flood representative, whether in your company, or ask your insurance company if they have someone there or if there's a third party that they recommend. Some insurance companies, they offer additional computer coverage. That means they can extend any loss on a desktop, laptop, or tablet for accidental loss. Accidental loss is going to be dropping those items, the tablet, desktop, laptop, spilling something on it, getting sand in it. Each insurance company is going to have their own guidelines. So if you are able to get something like that, ask the questions. Deductibles. So deductibles, just like an auto policy, is what you are expected to pay if you were to file a claim. There's always going to be different amounts. You want to make sure that, number one, whatever deductible you choose is what you can actually afford if you were to have a loss. And also keep in mind, the higher the deductible, typically the lower the premium. Now, is it significant? It really depends. So again, quote it out with your insurance company. For me here in Colorado, I have 2 deductibles. One is called wind and hail, specific to a wind and hail event. And then you have other covered perils. Other covered perils are going to be what's in the contract, what that company is going to cover, what they're not going to cover. There are some things that as you go through this, you definitely need to ask your insurance professional. So, is my policy replacement cost? Replacement cost means dollar for dollar, not actual cash value. Am I going to have to give you a list of all my stuff that I have in my house if I were to have a total loss? Valid question, right? Other thing is too, what are you covering? So it says all perils, but what does all perils mean? Are you an open perils company or a closed perils or named perils company? Open means it's broader coverage. Typically a company that has broader coverage, open perils, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, only because they're taking on more of that risk, right? And lessening the risk from you and your family. When it comes to a named perils policy, they say XYZ is all we're going to cover. So if anything outside of XYZ happens, that's an out-of-pocket expense for you. So make sure if you feel you need to have a named perils policy, the common things, theft and fire, right? Those are common. If those are not part of the named perils, I would definitely look at a different company, because in that instance, if that happens, that means they're not going to pay for it, right? If they say rain, sleet, or snow, or they say an airplane falls out of the sky is all they're going to cover. So if you have a theft, that's 100% out of pocket. Do you see? So open perils is best, named perils not so much. But with the named perils, because you're taking on the risk, most of the time it's significantly cheaper. Okay, so those are definitely things to take a look at. You also want to see if there's any dwelling extension or replacement cost. That means that, so for example, for my homeowner's policy, I have what's called a home protector. It's an additional 25% above and beyond my dwelling, so above coverage A, and that actually helps. So if there's a loss, as per my contract with USAA, my insurance company, if something were to happen, that additional 25% is going to help with excess debris removal, building code changes, permits that they may have to get to rebuild my home. Some companies offer that, some do not. So definitely ask for that. If there's an additional extension above and beyond coverage A. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything. I'm looking here. Let's see. Yeah. So those are the biggest things that you want to take a look at. And of course, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I don't mind guiding you. I'm not going to look at your policy. I'm not going to tell you what's good. I'm not going to tell you what's bad. I just can give you some questions to ask your insurance company if you really want to. But again, that's it. Pretty simple. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.